Welcome. to the celebrated nightly news of Calaveras County. I'm John.
And I'm Sarah.
And thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. Thank you for coming back for another
night.
Yeah.
Another night here in the motherlode.
We really appreciate it. Now, today's Board of Soups was kind of short, wasn't it?
It was very short.
Very short.
Very short. Just like the small spicer fire.
Yes.
Yes. That apparently was very short as well.
And I guess we'll start off on the spicer fire. We called the Forest Service. This is a fire that's been running since last night. Last night it was 2+ acres. We called the Forest Service, and earlier this afternoon it was up to 8 to 10.
Yes.
And they said at that time they were going to use a helicopter to come out and start doing some bucket, the bucket brigade on the fire. And when we were coming up the hill, it's still putting out some smoke. It is some visible smoke. So we're going to follow up on it, some additional. But from what they were saying, it didn't seem like they were too alarmed or worried about it. And it didn't seem like it really had any place to go. But on the other hand, it's putting out some smoke.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
We need to follow up with it.
So you see the smoke and you get concerned.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, that's something we need to follow. We'll be following up and watching. So if you have access to the internet, we'll try to post some updates on thepinetree.net. But if you are in the rest of the county and you're watching us, it is a fire at Spicer.
Exactly. 8 to 10 acres.
8 to 10 acres, but I bet it's a little more right because it's putting out a little bit of smoke.
It is burning. So
that's what that is.
That's what that
is.
If
you see that smoke.
If you see the smoke. Yes. And Board of Supervisors, very light agenda today. And they, in their consent agenda was like half a millisecond.
It was even light on supervisors.
And it was light on exactly. There was only 3 of them that showed up. It was light on agenda items, light on supervisors themselves. They had quorum, obviously, but there were only 3 of them there today. So it was kind of interesting. But part of the consent agenda, they appointed, let me find this here, Mary E. Boblet as District 3 representative on the Parks and Recreation Committee, newly formed. As you'll remember, I said that a while ago. And also Dorothy Smith has been appointed to the First 5 Calaveras Commission as an alternate member representing the local prevention organization. And Dorothy Smith works for UC Extension. She's a nutritionist / dietitian, and she knows her stuff.
She knows her stuff.
She knows her stuff. Yes, absolutely. She's been on my show a couple of times, Inside View, and the knowledge in that woman's brain is just amazing. So she's been appointed, and also we have a new elections coordinator in the county.
Very nice. And the other one moved to Amador, didn't she?
Yes, Deborah Smith, I'm thinking Dorothy Smith, but Deborah Smith worked for the elections department for as long as I can remember, and even longer than that. I mean, she was another one in the county. If you went into the elections department, she had more information about elections in her head than I have ever encountered before. And if there was anything confusing, she would line item it out for you.
She would unconfuse you.
She would, she would try. With me, sometimes she would actually say, okay, now this is how it is. So she's actually moved to Amador County, and we will not have her institutional memory anymore, which I'm very sorry about. But apparently her replacement, Christine Faut, I believe is how you pronounce her name, is quite well ready for the job. And this is her first week on the job. Karen Varney actually presented her to the Board of Supervisors today. And Karen Varney made the comment that this possibly may be one of the most challenging times for elections that she's ever seen, because there are so many changes right now in the way that elections are being conducted, when the elections are taking place, and the elections coordinator has
full-blown presidential race.
Yes, exactly. She has her work cut out for her. So basically, that was the Board of Supervisors in a nutshell. Not a whole lot.
Now, on one of the items on the wasn't one of the items that they made passed a resolution for the scenic byway?
They did. That was
Okay.
on the consent agenda as well.
And in honor of that, we put our background back
Yes,
to our
of the-
scenic byway because we're doing some set work. But anyway,
Yes.
what it says is on September 15th, there is going to be the inaugural event for the scenic byway. And this designation.
Scenic celebration
The scenic
event.
celebration on September 15th.
Yes.
And this is going to be a lot of fun. So basically, they're going to have events set up all across the byway. So starting from Arnold, going all the way over to Markleyville.
Yes.
They're going to have live bands, booths, different passport
Places.
punches along the way to celebrate the byway. And this is going to be a big push. Basically, what we've, on publicity-wise, what we've kind of is if you looked at our site at all, while the Bear Valley Music Festival is running, we're kind of promoting that. So, and after this, while we're on the Bear Valley Music Festival, as soon as the news is done, get in the car and go up and see the chamber music and the park.
Yes. Bless you. Bless you.
But also on the byway, there's going to be scattered across, and this was a resolution basically.
Oh, bless you again. It was
Sneezing on
actually,
camera here.
yeah, it was
Sorry.
on the consent agenda for the Board of Supervisors.
Yeah.
Alpine County, not Amador, Alpine County, Calaveras County, the state of California, amongst other entities, signed off on this, which is sort of an interesting thing. If you've ever had or witnessed multiple governmental agencies signing off on
sign on
anything,
anything,
it's a very difficult endeavor. So
Well,
for them to
happy
do this
things
is
are
kind of a
easier
nice
for them
thing.
to sign, isn't it?
Happiness is. But even bless you. Bless
Boy.
you up front this
Sorry.
time.
We need a little sneeze button, don't
But
we?
even for them to sign off on happiness takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
So anyway, mark September 15th on your calendars. That's actually less than a month away now.
Less than a month
Or a little
away.
more than a month, actually. So remember that. And talking about election coordinators, going back to that, we have a candidate declared to oppose Supervisor Tom Tryon in the District 4 race, and that is Angels Camp City Council member Lee Seaton. He's serving his second term on the Angels Camp City Council, and he's thrown his hat in the ring, declared his candidacy a little bit early, but apparently this should be an interesting race.
There's going to be all kinds of shades of interesting stuff on this election cycle.
It will. And rumor has it there are other people intending to throw their hats in the ring as well for this particular race. So this should be an interesting race to watch this time.
Now, do you think this one... you think there will be additional entrants into this particular race as well?
I think so. That's what it sounds like. There are a lot of people that I've been hearing through the grapevine have been expressing a lot of interest in this particular race against Supervisor Tryon this time.
Yeah.
Usually there's only one person that I've seen that actually challenges him, and usually they come within striking distance. Last time, not so much, but the other election cycles, he's never had an easy time holding on to his seat.
Right.
So this should be very interesting, especially when you get 2 or 3 challengers and see where it all lines out. So the official
what's his
registration
background?
date for him
sorry.
to officially declare is December 28th. So he's actually ahead of the curve. He was a university professor, is my understanding, but I'm not quite sure which university it was at. And we will find that out for you.
Do you think one of the strategies may be, if you announce early, that it may prevent other people from joining if they see there's a strong entrant, or is that one of the...
That's what I was thinking, because he's jumped in very soon in the election cycle, and it can change people's minds as to whether they will run or not if you have
that
a
was
strong
my only
challenger.
thought, seeing it,
exactly.
that if he jumps in apparently early, that it also makes
But
it
it
so.
also is name recognition. You get your name out there first, too. So, and in politics, it's a name game. We wish it wasn't, but sometimes it is, But locally, it's a little more interesting in that people usually know you. They know what you stand for, how you are. And so you may have a strong name presence, but other challengers may come up.
Right.
And challenge that. So I think this will be a very interesting race.
Oh, it should. I mean, this is going to be fun. And Troy, going to this election is one of the things is we're a little bit excited about it, doing some more video streaming and live stuff. Is we're going to try to, depending on the venue of where they held debates and that type of stuff, we'll try to push those live.
So that should be very cool.
A couple little things is if you're a parent of a child.
Okay. Like a lot of us are.
And you would like them to dance, the Satori Jazz Company is holding auditions for Romeo and Juliet. And this is going to be held on September 8th at Klein's Fitness from 1 p.m. for 8 to 11-year-olds and 3 p.m. for 12 through adult. Now, I probably won't be auditioning because my dancing and me just
don't get along so well.
But if you remember,
although you do a mean river dance, I've heard.
Okay.
Yes,
all right.
Yes,
emphasis on
heard.
mean.
Yes.
Yes. Dance is probably too too much of a push on that one. But and also a little bit of notes. I know some of you don't. We're pushing this from the pinetree.net. So just a couple little things that you may not have seen. If you have internet access, we put a little piece up today on the peace poll that's heading to the Arnold Cedar Center. And this was a presentation last week at Arnold Rotary. And that's kind of an interesting thing. And that one has a long and storied history.
It does. It does.
This is the recovered one.
The recovered one. Because wasn't it cut down and stolen?
Yes, it was. And the Vandals cut that one down and stole it. And this is, and it was put back into place. And a couple little, I know Thursday night is our events night, but this is a couple little press releases that have come up and that they're announcing is they're going to have a Taste of Calaveras on Sunday of the October 14th. This one's going to be sponsored by the Angels Camp Business Association.
Okay.
And I think this is kind of cool because now it looks like they're going to have in the spring they're going to have the Italian days.
Yes.
In fall, they're going to have a Taste of Calaveras. So it looks like it's lining up to have kind of a spring-fall event for Angels Camp. So
sort of annual events for certain times of years.
Cool.
And what's nice about that is that you can count on them happening and you can just put them on your calendar.
Yeah.
Other relatively local news, over in Tuolumne County, we have a new store coming next week or a week and a half from now. Yes. Opening at the Junction on Monday, August 19th. Is that Sunday?
August 19th, yeah.
Okay, it's actually Sunday. Sorry.
It is Sunday? August 19th?
It is Sunday.
It is. Wow, it is. And when we talked to the headquarters there, so it opens there on the 19th, we talked to the headquarters today. And also, this store will employ, 75 to 100 combination of full and part-time people.
Oh, that's nice.
So not only is it a nice bump for places to go shopping, bumps the jobs in the area.
That's right.
So,
that's right. It does.
No, they may not be the highest paying jobs because it's retail sector, but all jobs are good jobs.
All jobs are good jobs. Yes, they are.
They really are. They really are. And another little piece, I guess, if this is talking about the site again, is if you have access to the site and you live up along the West Point area, up along that side of the county, we now are carrying the West Point News.
Yes.
So if you want to watch and read that as they're online, or if you're out of the area and want to catch a little bit of what's happening on the northern side of the county, and that's kind of fun.
You can do that.
There you go.
Very nice. State news. Budget still is not passed.
No budget.
Oh, surprise, surprise. But this was interesting. Headline, state officials hear praise and criticism of Blue Cross. State officials heard hours of complaints and support for the state's largest health insurance company today, as regulators probed how it has done business since it was purchased by an Indiana company nearly 3 years ago. And a lot of people up here have Blue Cross because there's nothing else to have. Exactly. And also, we were talking about, obviously, elections a little bit earlier. Another headline is voting machine costs add up. This has to do with Santa Clara, but it's pretty much a swath over the entire state. Santa Clara County's Registrar of Voters says the last-minute decision by the state secretary of wow, there's a duplication. by the Secretary of State to curtail electronic voting next year could cost the county as much as $500,000, create lines up to 3 hours long on Election Day, and slow voting results by as much as 3 days after the polls close.
Wow.
And if you remember, we just got these electronic voting machines just recently.
Yeah. And they haven't had any trouble with them in Calaveras County. I mean, they seem to have gone fairly smoothly.
We didn't have any trouble with the punch cards either.
Well, that's true.
That's
No
the
Chads
catch-22. Exactly. And also Google Maps redraw the realm of privacy, not just President Bush. Google Incorporated has been watching you.
Yes, they have.
Southern California. A caravan of cars and trucks mounted with cameras. You talked about this 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, this is pretty amazing.
This is cutting edge. John was cutting edge on this.
Oh yeah. No, I mean it's taking pictures of. I mean the privacy stuff.
Exactly.
We did the one when they were took the picture of the guy in front of the strip club.
That's right. And then a couple weeks later, they were in Angels Camp. Remember that the truck, but. Cars and trucks mounted with cameras have been driving city streets for months, snapping close-up photographs of homes, shops, and public places. Any people who got in the way became subjects in Google's version of Candid Camera.
Whether you wanted to be or not. And this actually, the last headline I'm going to read, shows what's going on in the media. The change that the web has had on the newspapers and written words. Orange County Register lays off workers. Starting Thursday and continuing this week, staffers have been tapped on the shoulder and asked to leave. Management at the Register declined to comment on Monday. Insiders estimated the number of layoffs will be 20 to 35. A dozen had already been laid off by Monday, including longtime reporters and a part-time artist. And if you'll remember, not too long ago, a quarter of the San Francisco Chronicle staff was laid off, including reporters. And so the printed media is going through a dramatic change. Yeah. But an interesting thing is conversely to that, it seems like some local community papers
are
actually doing well. For example, the West Point News.
Yes.
Because interesting that the publisher of that used to actually work for the San Jose Merc.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, he was a career San Jose Mercury news guy. And but his little regional papers seem to be doing well. And his interesting thing is he's actually opening up a website in Egypt.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Why
he's going to
Egypt?
do because I guess over there in the Middle East there seems to be... the web presences and things are probably where we were 3 or 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago. So there's a little bit of an opportunity to be able to do, to open up portals for large markets and things like that haven't been done before. So interesting to watch. So he's actually working on a whole project for doing a area portal in Egypt. So it's kind of a fascinating, and I thought it was kind of a little high-tech angle on Calaveras County. Kind of a fun little piece.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also tomorrow, while we swerved back into the county, after going statewide, is CCWD is having a meeting tomorrow. A lot of stuff on the agenda that jumps out is review and acceptance of fourth quarter investment reports, and for lots of different departmental reports, board meeting. Now, you've been following this. Now, the Secretarial Fund, specifically, what does that refer to? Because it must be, because it's the $2-some million approved claim summary for Secretarial Fund in the amount of $2.2 million.
I'm not sure.
We need to go to some meetings.
We need to start going to CCWD meetings. The thing is sometimes depending on these different entities, they call different funds by different names.
Yeah, it gets lumped into different departments.
It could be an administrative fund that is for mapping. And it sounds like it's a secretary position, which most people don't even use that word anymore.
Well, it could be for all kinds of HR stuff.
All sorts of things. Yes.
Also, they're going to have action regarding approval of the sanitary sewer master plan, and who the plan's proposed implementation schedule, and also amendment number 3 to the La Quintana wastewater treatment plant improvement. So.
And there's a lot of improvements going on down in that area.
Yeah.
A whole lot.
Yeah.
Line replacements, the expansion of the sewer plant.
Yep.
There's a lot of money they're spending.
And for
down
new
there.
business, action regarding the district's groundwater management policy with respect to county development applications. And I think somebody from CCWD was presenting at the Board of Supervisors a couple weeks ago, and their point was that we need to, it is not prudent from their perspective for a lot of the development of the county to rely solely on groundwater and wells. They would like to see more surface water being incorporated into that plan, because then it wouldn't deplete the underground aquifers.
Well,
as much.
there's also
But it also gets more business for
for CCWD, but there's
Right.
different sets of laws that cover groundwater and surface water, and they get very convoluted after a while, to say the very least. And also, if they do not make access of their surface water allocations, they can lose them.
Didn't that come into play with the what was it? The East Stockton.
East Stockton.
East Stockton and some of the
water district.
Right.
Yes,
So
but it's actually the state that could take them.
Yeah.
And allocate them to someone else. So there's a lot going on, but water is a very convoluted, but
necessary, yeah.
Yes,
but anyway,
issue area.
And
there are various different sets of rules that and laws that cover surface water and groundwater. In fact, groundwater is under the purvey of the county.
Right.
And surface water, at least in Calaveras County, is primarily under the purvey of CCWD. So.
All right.
Anyway, on to national news.
Talking
news. About water, an 8-year-old was abandoned in the Dead Sea and survived.
Because they float.
They float.
I'm just guessing. Yes, was that the gist of the story?
Boy spent 6 hours floating in the Dead Sea.
There you go.
Apparently his father accidentally left him there.
Accidentally left
him there. Let's see here.
Now I don't feel so bad as a parent. I've done some dumb things.
He went there with his father and 2 brothers.
But I haven't left him.
And they left
floating.
him. It doesn't say this, but I'm curious as to if he was the youngest child. You know, because the youngest ones always get left somewhere.
Man.
Yeah. So anyway, he survived and quite well.
Yeah, I haven't left any of our kids that I know of floating in the sea.
Where did you leave them?
I don't know.
Don't know.
But, yeah. Anyway.
So you have anything over there that's interesting?
Well, I thought a little bit of this is kind of election year stuff. Well, this isn't election year. This is actually Olympic stuff. I thought it was they were talking about that, but they clicked on it. Is NBC is planning 3,600 hours of Beijing Olympic coverage next summer.
Really?
3,600 hours.
That's a huge amount.
Yeah. Oh,
and you're going to be out there watching it, huh? All 3,600 hours of it.
Now, that's the interesting thing is they say that's more than the combined total of every previous summer games televised in the U.S.
Really? Why are they just trying to fill spots?
Well, I think this is where we're talking about changes in media. All right, this is where I think it gets fun because they are also going to be 2,200 hours of that will be live streaming. So they're lumping in their broadcast their total hours. So they're actually. So the interesting thing now is it will probably allow more niche viewing. So if you care deeply about whatever esoteric sport that it is, no doubt there will be a stream for you.
That's true. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
You know, because not all of them get televised. Not all of the sports get televised.
And the nice thing about the web is it's, it's not just one channel. You can have something to where you want to be showing 12 different things at the same time.
You can
There you go.
Okay.
So I thought that was kind of interesting.
And sort of in entertainment news, the Emmys have vetoed Fox's green carpet plan. They wanted to replace the red carpet
with a green carpet.
With a green carpet. Why that is, we have no idea. But something worth thinking about.
A little bit of Tuolumne County news. This has been reported elsewhere. There was a small vegetation fire in Columbia this afternoon as well that they made quick work of. So that way, if you're seeing smoke from multiple areas...
Is that late breaking news? That's our late breaking news.
Well, no, just trying to be thorough.
Oh.
Trying to be thorough. You know, we want to...
And then we swing back to...
here we go.
To local news. And actually, it's weather time.
It is.
Weather. Arnold, tonight, low of 59 degrees. Kind of nice.
It
Sunny
is. Weather's
tomorrow,
been wonderful.
86 degrees. Thursday, wow. My screen just switched on me very quickly.
Uh-oh.
Thursday, sunny at 87 degrees, and Friday, 78 degrees. So that's kind of nice. Bear Valley should be a little cooler. Let me get down here. Low tonight of 47 degrees at Bear Valley. High of 78 degrees on Wednesday. Thursday, 79 degrees, and Friday, 70 degrees. Murphy's weather. Clear tonight, 53 degrees. Wednesday, 90 degrees. Thursday, 91 degrees. And Friday, a high of 82 degrees.
Very nice, huh?
It should be very, very nice.
And Valley Springs. Valley Springs is very temperate right now. Valley Springs today, 81 degrees, low of 50. Tomorrow, bumping up a little bit to 86, low of 53. Thursday, 89. Friday, 90. So as we head toward the weekend, looks like a little bit of a small warming trend, but still relatively
very nice,
very
actually.
pleasant. Very
Angels
pleasant.
Camp is pleasant as well. Tonight, low of 57. Wednesday, 89 degrees. Thursday, a high of 90 degrees. And Friday, a high of 90 degrees as well.
And for our viewer in Bangor, Maine. 80 degrees and raining today. Little showers tomorrow, but no lightning, so it is safe to go out and work.
That's right, it's safe to go out.
Tomorrow we're having more lightning along with the rain, so be careful of your fishing rigs if you're out there setting those lobster pots, or it's we don't want you to get struck by lightning.
Hurt.
Because since we have one viewer in Bangor, Maine that we know of, we don't want them hurt.
That's right.
We want to try to foster a larger audience in Bangor, Maine, right?
That's right. We want two viewers.
Just kidding. But anyway, thanks for watching from back there. That's the kind of the fun thing about the web. You know,
we're getting a lot of different viewers from a lot of different places.
Yes.
And maybe sometime in the next week or two when we have time.
You know, we didn't have any, we need to... There was some stuff from last week, too, some public comments and stuff.
That's right. We will actually talk about that tomorrow because we don't have time tonight.
We don't have time?
No.
All right.
Because we
should we say our goodbyes now? And then just kind of roll out on those and they cut off where they cut off?
That's right. Let's do that.
Thank you very much for stopping by.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're trying to do our challenges a little bit better on hitting our marks, timing marks and things like that. So what we'll do is thank you for stopping by, and we'll go out with a few quotes from last week.
Exactly. A few quotes from Calaveras County residents, actually. And these were actually about the Board of Supervisors.
Okay.
33 comments from these people, from a variety of different people. And one of them was, in my opinion, they are doing a great job with what they have to work with.
Wow.
That was a very positive comment. The other ones were not quite so
some of them we can't even repeat.
Some of them you can't. One of them is cut costs, get rid of some of the supervisors. There's sort of an interesting concept, yes. I guess that would mean that some districts would go completely without representation.
Yes.
And
lower their salaries.
Another comment was concentrate on their job, not going here and there, getting involved in things that are not their job. They are using their position to get attention and grandstanding on issues that are not relevant. And then take care of existing issues first. Stand firm on decisions. That's actually good for everybody. That's sort of a comment.
It is.
And also look at all the expenses closely before committing a lot of money to it. They do a pretty good job, someone said. And quit giving yourself raises. Leave the decisions up to the voters. So that's sort of an interesting take on it.
So the voters should be in charge of pay raises, huh?
Yes. And then there's someone, the voters, we'll pay you 5 cents per hour. Yes. I think the county has some problems, but they're doing the best they can. And another one said quit and have a new board of supervisors.
A new board of supervisors.
So there's sort of this
we're
back
working on the
and forth
election thing here this
exactly.
next year. There's going to be 3 new ones, maybe. So the potential for 3 new.
Possibly. And we already know of one
how many
challenger.
years has Tryon been on?
20 plus, isn't it?
You know, in some ways,
plus.
though, he's institutional memory.
He is.
He really
He is.
You know, it's,
I mean, he was elected in the 80s.
Yeah.
And he is institutional memory. He has an institutional memory of what's gone on in the counties. Marita, Supervisor Calloway, is another one who's had a long-term memory for what's going on in the county. She was elected, actually, yes, she was elected in the early 90s.
Yeah.
So she's been on quite a while as well. And there's something to be said for institutional memory, as we have seen with our state legislative officials who are termed out.
Right.
So.
And then some should be termed out as well. But
Some
thank
should
you.
be. Should be.
Thanks for stopping by tonight. We really appreciate it. And we will see you tomorrow night, maybe live from Bear Valley.
Possibly.
Yes.
Yes.
Good night.
Good night.